Hello dear students, today we are going to write letters to the editor. Open your books at page 70. Let's get acquainted with writing tip. We should know that letters to the editor are written to express your opinion about a topic that is of interest to the general public and may appear in an editorial, an article in a newspaper, magazine, or in an announcement by the local council. They are written in a formal style with a polite, impersonal tone. Let's remember, for formal style, we usually greet as Dear Sir or Madam, Dear Mr. or Miss with a surname. Serious, impersonal style. For example, I would like to congratulate you on your interesting article, and so on. Advanced vocabulary. For example, I am writing to voice an opinion on. No colloquial English. For example, I hope my comments will be taken into consideration. Frequent use of passive voice. For example, residents will be affected. We should use formal linking words or phrases. For example, consequently, however, therefore. Look, I strongly believe that apprenticeships should be introduced for people who are not academically inclined. Consequently, they have the opportunity to learn a trade. And sign off. Yours faithfully when we do not know the name of the recipient. Or yours sincerely when we know his name with your full name. In exercise 1, we are to read the rubric and underline the keywords. You read this extract from an article in a science magazine. Have job fairs become obsolete in the field of science? According to some experts, job fairs are dead, with recruiters now favoring online applications. Job fairs are becoming a waste of time. You disagree with the negative opinion expressed by the journalist and decide to write a letter to the editor explaining your views on the points raised in the article and giving reasons for your opinions. You are to write a letter about 150 or 200 words. Now let's look at the keywords. They are job fairs, obsolete, dead, recruiters, favoring online applications, waste of time, disagree, write a letter to the editor explaining your views, giving reasons for your opinions, and the number of words. And now let's answer the questions. Who is going to read your letter? The editor and readers of the science magazine. Why are you writing it? To explain my views on the points raised in the article and give reasons for my opinions. What style will you write in? Formal style. How many main body paragraphs will you include in your letter? What will each be about? 2, 3. First, second, third viewpoints with examples, reasons, results. In exercise 2, you are to read the model. The underlined phrases are in their own register. You are to replace them with their correct formal equivalents. Let's check. Number 1. I thought I'd drop you a line about. It is better to say I'm writing with regard to. Number 2. I think you are wrong about. It is better to say I strongly disagree with. Number 3. So you see, it's easier to get. It is better to say as a result, candidates increase their chances of getting. The fourth. Now, while we are on the subject of job fairs, it is better to say, secondly, in the case of job fairs. The fifth. So they'll feel more chilled out. It is better to say, consequently, candidates will feel more at ease. The sixth. In the end, it's obvious to me that job fairs are great. We are to say, to sum up, I feel that job fairs are extremely productive. The seventh. Can't wait to see what everyone else thinks about it. We are to change with B. I look forward to reading others' opinions on this issue. And the last, thanks a million, we are to say yes faithfully. In exercise 3, your turns. What is your opinion on job fairs? You are to support your opinion with examples and justifications. You can use ideas from the letter as well as your own ideas and the useful language below. Let's listen to the model.
Personally, I don't think that job fairs have become obsolete. Considering the fact that they provide an excellent opportunity for job seekers to make connections and for employers to evaluate potential candidates, it's obvious that they have value. I say this because we all know the value of a first impression and human interaction.
And exercise 4. Now is your turn. Read the rubric and underline the keywords. You read this extract from an article in a science magazine. Do employment agencies have a future? Some experts believe that employment agencies are in decline, with job seekers now turning to job boards and social networking. Employment agencies have become a waste of time. You disagree with the negative opinion expressed by the journalist and decide to write a letter to the editor explaining your view on the points raised in the article and giving reasons for your opinion. You are to write your letter in 150 words. Now let's look at the keywords. Employment agencies are in decline, job seekers now turning to job boards and social networking, employment agencies waste of time. You disagree? Write a letter to the editor explaining your views, giving reasons for your opinion, and a number of words. Now let's answer the questions. Who are you writing to? I'm writing to the editor of the Science magazine. What style will you write in and why? I will write in a formal style because I'm writing to someone I do not know. Which greeting or ending will you use and why? B. Dear Sir, Madam, yours faithfully, because it is the most formal and polite. In exercise 5, you are to match the viewpoints to the examples or results. For example, save time. It's B. Search job market for the most suitable position. Focus on the other parts of application process. The second, increased exposure. C. Agencies have direct line to potential employees. Make sure application has not been overlooked. And the last, constructive feedback, it's A. Advice about application and interviews improve performance. And now you are to expand them to make complete sentences. Let's listen.
Employment agencies can help job seekers save time. For example, they can search the job market for suitable positions. As a result, applicants have more time to focus on other parts of the application process. Employment agencies give job seekers increased exposure. In particular, they have a direct line to potential employers. Therefore, they can make sure that the application has not been overlooked. Employment agencies can provide constructive feedback. The reason I say this is that they can give candidates advice about their applications and interviews, which will improve their performance.
And exercise 6. You are to use the plan and your answers. Write your letter in response to the rubric. You are to use phrases from the useful language box and the appropriate style and register swap papers. Look at the plan and listen to the model.
Dear Sir, Madam, I am writing in response to the article about employment agencies you recently published in your science magazine. I am totally opposed to the main points raised in the article. Firstly, employment agencies can help job seekers save time. For example, they can search the job market for suitable positions. As a result, applicants have more time to focus on other parts of the application process. Secondly, employment agencies give job seekers increased exposure. In particular, they have a direct line to potential employers. Therefore, they can make sure that the application has not been overlooked. Finally, employment agencies can provide constructive feedback. This way, they can give candidates advice about their applications and interviews, which will improve their performance. In conclusion, I feel that employment agencies are highly effective as they save job seekers time, give them increased exposure, and provide constructive feedback. Thank you for considering my views. Yours faithfully, Aida Japarov.